90 minutes plus one. The Iberian Derby, a World Cup knockout tie hanging on a knife's edge. And then Mikel Merino, a substitute, in the 91st minute. One touch and Portugal's World Cup was over. Spain won, Portugal 0. And with that single goal, two very different stories were written. Spain marched into their first World Cup quarterfinal since 2010, the year they won the whole thing. And Cristiano Ronaldo walked off that pitch alone, down the tunnel, in what was almost certainly the final major tournament of his international career. So today we're breaking all of it down, how Spain won it, the tactical decision that may have cost Portugal everything, Ronaldo's emotional goodbye, and a bold prediction for Spain's quarterfinal against Belgium. But first I want to know, was this Spain proving they're the team to beat, or Portugal throwing it away? Tell me in the comments before we dive in. Let's be honest about the game itself. This was not a classic. This was a chess match. Two tactically disciplined teams canceling each other out, both afraid to overcommit. For long stretches, it was cagey, slow. You were sitting there waiting for a moment of magic from Lamine Yamal or a spark from Portugal's superstar midfield, and for 89 minutes, it just never came. But here's what makes Spain so dangerous. They never panicked. They kept playing their game. They didn't let themselves get stretched. And crucially, they have the deepest bench at this entire tournament, because the goal itself was a thing of beauty, and it was made by two substitutes. Spain took a free kick quick, catching Portugal switched off. The ball found Ferran Torres, who'd come on and changed the energy completely. He spotted the run, slipped a perfect reverse ball through, and Merino, another sub, arrived late into the box and finished it with total composure past Diogo Costa. That is a typical Spain goal. Fluid movement, runners everywhere, defenders not knowing whether to step up or drop off. And it came from the bench. De La Fuente made all the right calls. Martinez did not. And this is the part everyone is going to be arguing about for weeks, the Roberto Martínez decision. Portugal came into this World Cup with arguably the best midfield in the entire tournament. Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno Fernandes, on paper a dream. In reality, they were anonymous. Bruno Fernandes, the man who bends in first-time balls for Manchester United every week. He barely had a pulse in this game. Now here's why. And it's a genuinely smart tactical point. At their clubs, those midfielders have strikers who make runs in behind. But Portugal played Ronaldo up top, and at 41, Ronaldo doesn't run in behind anymore. He comes short. He wants it to feet. And when your striker never threatens the space behind, the opposition center backs can squeeze the whole game higher. They can step up, compress the midfield, and suffocate exactly the players Portugal needed to shine. Ronaldo's presence unintentionally negated his own midfield. So here's the massive question. Roberto Martínez made 5 substitutions in this game, 5, and not one of them took Ronaldo off. Meanwhile, Gonzalo Ramos, the striker who came off the bench and scored the winner against Croatia in the last round, sat on the bench the entire 90 minutes. Was Martinez saving him for extra time? Maybe, but Merino scored in the 91st and there was no extra time. So Ramos never got on and Portugal went home. Now let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, because whatever you think of him, this was an emotional night. 27 World Cup matches, 11 World Cup goals, the only male player in history to score at 6 different World Cups. He made his World Cup debut over 20 years ago, back in 2006, and now at 41, he walked off a World Cup pitch for what is almost certainly the last time. 3 shots, 19 touches, and no fairy tale ending. And look, let's be fair to the man. This was not on Ronaldo. He scored 3 goals earlier in this tournament. He did what he could. The failure here was a team failure and a management failure. A supremely talented Portugal side that never clicked, and a coach who built the whole thing around one legend instead of the collective. After the game, Ronaldo was calm. He said he leaves with a clear conscience. He wouldn't confirm retirement. Said he'll talk to his family, think it over, not decide with a hot head. And he called Spain the team most likely to go all the way in this tournament. So here's an emotional one for you. How do you rank Ronaldo's international career? A legend who never won a World Cup, or one of the greatest to ever do it, full stop. I genuinely want to read your take on this. But this video isn't just about Portugal's ending, it's about how scary Spain are becoming, and there is one number that should terrify every team left in this tournament. Spain have not conceded a single goal in this entire World Cup. 6 straight clean sheets, 609 minutes without letting one in. That is a record-breaking run of defensive control. Think about what that means in knockout football. If you cannot score against Spain, you cannot beat Spain. And right now, nobody has found a way through. Now, were they at their absolute best against Portugal? No. Yamal wasn't as sharp as we've seen. They lost some dangerous balls in their own half. But here's the thing about great tournament teams. They don't need to play their best to win. They find a way. They stayed solid, stayed compact, and then produced one moment of top quality when it mattered most. And that bench, Ferran Torres, Merino, Soler, coming on and changing games. When you can win a World Cup knockout tie with your substitutes, you are built for a deep run. Spain are the reigning European champions, and they are quietly, methodically turning into the favorites to win this World Cup. So who's next? Spain traveled to Los Angeles on Friday for the quarterfinal, and their opponent is Belgium. And Belgium just made a statement of their own. They dismantled the co-hosts, the United States, 4-1. Charles de Ketelaere with a brace, playing like a proper striker, even though he isn't one. Hans van Aken added a third. And Romelu Lukaku came off the bench to score his 93rd international goal, a Belgian record. This Belgium side is dangerous. They already showed character earlier in the tournament, coming back to beat Senegal when everyone thought they were done. They've got quality all over the pitch. Trossard, Tielemans, de Ketelaere, and a world-class goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois. And in a one-off knockout game, Courtois alone can steal you a result. But here's the key. Against the USA, Belgium punished mistakes. Every US error, they buried it. The problem for Belgium, Spain don't make those mistakes. Spain haven't conceded in 6 games. You're not going to bully them, and you're not going to catch them switched off. So let me give you my prediction for Spain versus Belgium. Belgium will get their chances. They're too talented not to. And with Courtois in goal, they can absolutely frustrate Spain and drag this into a tight, tense affair, just like Portugal did. I fully expect this to be another chess match, possibly decided late, possibly by a substitute again. But I'm backing Spain, and here's my reasoning. Spain control games. They keep the ball, they wear you down, and they have the one thing Belgium showed they can be vulnerable to, relentless, patient possession. That eventually cracks a defense open. Belgium had to defend for long spells even against the USA, against Rodri, Pedri, and Yamal for 90 minutes. That's a different kind of pressure. My call, Spain win it, something like 2-1 or another late 1-0, with the bench once again making the difference. Courtois keeps it close, but Spain's depth and that historic clean sheet run see them through to the semifinals. But I could be wrong, and that's where you come in. Do you think Belgium and Courtois can end Spain's perfect defensive run, or are Spain simply too good? Drop your score prediction in the comments. Spain versus Belgium. Give me your exact result. And if you want the full breakdown, hit subscribe. Because we are covering every single game of this World Cup right to the final. This is where it gets serious.